Time to welcome a guest.
Who is it, Poppy?
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
A wrestling icon, superstar, and a Hollywood action star. Has a new movie coming out, Journey 2. Went to the University of Miami, still lives in Miami. There are going to be some good stories here. I'm excited about this. Let's talk to The Rock. What were you like as a kid, pre-arrests? Did you always have swagger?
I did. Well, swagger, I think, here's the thing. I had amazing swag at 8 years old. The problem was I had kind of soft features and really soft hair that was in an afro. So the first question generally that waitresses would ask whenever we would go out to eat, when I would go out to eat with my mom and dad, they would say, and what would the young lady like to have?
Oh, no.
Yeah, so
no.
I had an identity crisis when I was 8.
Oh, no.
So I think to overcome being asked if I was a girl at 8 years old, I had to find my own swag. So I had the 8-year-old swag.
Oh, my God. So I can't believe that. So Dwayne Johnson was confused with a girl, and so then you decided, okay, I'm going to become man's man. I got to be a Superman.
I'm going to become, not even man's, I'm going to become a man and a half. I'm going to become more man than anyone's ever seen, because no one is ever again going to ask me, am I a little girl or a little boy?
What's the most embarrassed you've ever been in a wrestling ring? Because Hulk Hogan told me the story, went drinking, cross-country flight with Andre the Giant. Andre the Giant steps on his stomach, and during the match, Hulk Hogan soils himself in those yellow trunks. What's the most embarrassed you've ever been?
The most embarrassed I've ever been was it was a live show, live television, and I was on the top rope and doing what's considered the iconic Rock pose with one arm up in the air, signifying Team Bring It, People's Champion, power. And, you know, WWE always does these incredible shots. Well, they're always very heroic, as you know when you watch the show. Low-angle shots that come up high, putting the superstars in a very heroic position. So, you know, and I'm a classic guy, Dan, in terms of my trunks. I don't wear shorts or long tights. I wear regular wrestling trunks that have been around for a long time. So I'm up in the air, feeling it, goosebumps all over my body, 20,000 people strong. And unbeknownst to myself, one of what I've lovingly referred to as my boulders had popped out.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's happening, yeah, so it kind of popped out. I didn't know, but so all up in here, you're getting The Rock in all his glory. Down in here, you're really getting to smell what The Rock is cooking. So I don't have quite the Hulk Hogan story.
No, that one's
with
pretty
Andre
good.
the Giant.
No, that one's pretty good. That one's pretty good. A lot of wrestlers have failed characters at the beginning of their careers. You got one?
I do, yeah, sure. The character that failed was the character that I had when I first started in the WWE. My career started off with a bullet. Started my career in Madison Square Garden. 3 months later, became Intercontinental Champion. And about 3 months later after that, I wound up being the most hated guy on the roster, but yet I was a babyface and I was a good guy, and it was so counterproductive, and it was a epic failure. And it reached a point where Vince McMahon really had to send me home. I was recovering from a knee injury, wrestling Mick Foley. He sent me home, but before he sent me home, he said, I'm not quite too sure what we do with you next, because this is shocked all of us. And the best thing for you to do is to take some time off, heal your knee, and we'll try and see what goes next. And it reached a point, Dan, where I thought, well, maybe I should go back to University of Miami. Maybe I could go to law school. I was interested in that. I'd studied criminology at Miami, so things were so up in the air. It was a big failure.
What are you proudest of on your resume?
I'm proudest of going to college on my resume, and you know, it may not be a big deal to some, but I was the first one in my family to go to college, and we couldn't afford for me to go to college, so earning a scholarship was a big deal. Playing for Dennis Erickson, who you know, at that time. So I would say going to college, and it was a big thing. It was a big deal to my family, and it was a big deal to me too, just in terms of education after high school.
My father has a question for you, Dwayne. Go ahead,
Yes,
Papi.
sir.
Can you teach me how to do a wrestling promo?
Yes, yes, I can. Well, give me an idea of who your opponent is.
Who's your opponent, Papi? Who's your opponent? Nick Saban. Nick Saban.
Nick Saban. Okay, so what you got to do, I'm going to call you Papi if you don't mind. What we got to do is you have to, let's set up the place. So the place is going to be, it's going to be Sun Life Stadium. And then you want to tell Nick Saban exactly what you're going to do to him. And once you say to Nick Saban what you're going to do to him, then you wrap it all up again by telling everyone, including Nick Saban, where you're going to do it and where it's going to go down.
Can you show him how it's done, and then he'll give it a try? Can you show him how it's done so he has a template to work with?
Absolutely. So let's say this. So John Cena, over the course of the years, you've been running your mouth. You've been saying these things about The Rock, but the truth of the matter is now you've been knocking on The Rock's door, and guess what? The Rock answered the door. I answered the door, and it's all going to go down April 1st, Miami, Sun Life Stadium, my hometown, the People's WrestleMania. WrestleMania 28. It's going to be The Rock's boot going up your candy ass. WrestleMania, April 1st. And I hope you enjoy it. And it's size 15 too, so you're going to have difficulty taking it out. So you see, Papi, when it's in that space.
Dwayne, thank you so much, buddy. Thank you for the lessons, the tips, and the insight.
Thank you, Dan. It's always great talking to you.
Likewise, buddy.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.